Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a Lego set and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the mode, and the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can say hello. You can use the emotes. You can just say hi. You could use other people's emotes. If you're not a subscriber here, you could just say what's up. Arista fan just resubbed for 1 month at tier 2. That's 35 months. 35 is 7 times 5. Well, thank you. Hello, Dirty. Hello, Mr. Hadel. Saying howdy, Pat, everyone. Hey, Lashbrook. Hey, Lord Crashington. Saying it was hot as hell today. Yeah, we're getting, so first we gotta say thank you, Arista fan. Appreciate that very much. Thank you for being a tier 2 subscriber, using that, scythe emote in the chat. Welcome, everybody. We're getting the humid days here, which is great because it's like 85, but feels like 95, which is just the best. Dallas hit 100 today. That sucks shit. Yeah, that shit sucks. You said that shit sucks, not that sucks shit. But I think either apply, and and both are correct. I'm gonna pop this up a little bit. So I'm very sorry to everyone that is dealing with so much bad hot weather out there, myself included, because tomorrow is more lawn care. Consistent lawn care stuff for me is watering and all of that. But we got 2 palm trees, and you gotta take care of that, because the thing that happens on palm trees is, here's the thing I didn't know. Not every kind of palm tree, but the kind of palm trees we have here. Yep, missing all that rain we had. Yeah. Certain kind of palm trees bear fruit, and you gotta get rid of that before the fruit fall out of the tree, because the fruit's gonna fall and it's going to immediately rot, and it's awful. So you gotta cut them out. You gotta cut them back. And then there are these like growths that come out of the tree that you want to take care of that look almost like baseball bats. So you got to get up there with just a ladder and a saw. And I did it in the front yard. I didn't do it in the backyard yet, but also I got to go back to the front yard because there's a couple growths there that I got to take care of soon. And then also, you don't want to bring those like inside. So I got to like put them in a place outside and hope that the fruit, as far as I know, not edible. Have not verified this. Cannot tell you for certain. I will tell you, I wouldn't. They smell so bad when they rot. Not that some fruits smell good when they rot, but anyway, I would not give it a go. I will not know. Do not know, and cannot tell you. But I gotta take care of it, because also, so we have 2 cars here, and one car is the car we take to the recycling and dump, because there's not trash pickup. There's a local place you go to do all your recycling, and there's different things for your cans and bottles and newspaper stuff and magazines, and then your kitchen trash, your weird big items like if you want to throw out a TV, and then there's also a place for lawn care stuff. So you got to go do that. So we load up the car, and then it sits outside in the sun. So that's fun. But I'm going to do that tomorrow, because I don't stream tomorrow. So if I'm like, also, hey, you got to wear good gloves. And anyway, gonna wear long sleeves, even though it's going to feel like 95. I'm going to wear long sleeves, because you can just get yourself real cut up, because these trees, these palms, the branches are spiky, and will just give you some casual tears all over your hands and arm. And I do not want that. Weirdly enough, I'm not interested in that particular thing. Anyway, we're going to get started with the stream in just a moment. I want to welcome everybody that's here. We already have a bunch of people watching, which is great for a Monday. You'll love to see it. I'm going to retweet my tweet, and then I'll talk a little bit about what we're doing today. As far as tonight, we will be discussing topics of interest. We will be talking about anime adaptations that you watched before reading the manga, and how that might influence your decisions to continue reading it, or it might give you some interesting context. We're going to talk about what my Wednesday stream is, talk a little bit about what I plan to do for my first ever randomizer of Leaf. Or no, sorry, Fire Red. Not doing Leaf Green. I'm doing Fire Red for the GBA. And shocked that Pat is anti-plants fucking up your arms, right? Right, Lord Crashington? It's weird but true. And we're also probably gonna. I kind of want to talk a little wrestling, a little wrestling, a little wrestling. I might want to talk a little wrestling if it comes up. I don't know. And in the second hour, we'll talk some anime because there are two shows that I'm currently watching um, on Sunday and Monday. So we'll talk about those. One of them is a Saturday show, but there's a lot of Friday, Saturday anime. So we're not going to do that. Anyway, it's time to go to the overhead. I should mention as we go to the overhead that I want to turn this on. We're currently right now at 49 out of 50 subscribers. I would like to hit 50 paid subs. If you would be interested in subscribing and you haven't before, or you'd be interested in gifting a sub, either anonymously or having people know, hitting the random button or picking someone, that would be great. You are under no obligation to do that. It's just something you could do. And if you wanted to do that, it would be great. I would love to get back up to 50 and turn that notification off, or the text off in the corner. But if we don't do that, it's okay. So this is a Lego 3-in-1. As you can see, we got 3 photos there. Now, you don't build all 3 of them at once with a Lego. You build one or the other or the other. Or in our case, build one, take it apart, build the other, take it apart, build the third. So it's not here are the 3 things you can build with these pieces. Or here are the 3 things you can build one and display one with these pieces. We won't use every single piece. And we're going to start with the biggest one, which uses I think, just about every piece in here. It's called the Fiery Dragon 3-in-1. So we're going to start with, or the Fire Dragon 3-in-1. We're going to start with the Fire Dragon because that's the thing I want to start with is the Fire Dragon. So we're going to start there. Buy 3 copies of it, but then custom build one large thing using all 3. There you go. So you could, if you wanted to, take the ones and, you could take them and the extra parts and find a place for them if you wanted to. So we're going to get started here. Going to follow along with our instructions, of course. Going to read the instructions. I did knoll all these pieces in advance. You can see some of them here. They spread across the table because I figured I didn't need to start with knolling. We're going to have to knoll, as we remove the pieces, we will have to place them in proper categories by color to make it easier for our build. But yeah, I didn't feel like knolling the whole thing. I felt like knolling the whole thing ahead of time. It was a good little warm up because, I like to do the, moving your hands, getting things ready kind of warm ups for a stream. So, the first thing I wanted to chat with you all about tonight was I want to talk to you about what I'm doing on Wednesday, which is a brand new randomizer. Now, unfortunately, my previous randomizer run was corrupted. The save was corrupted, and I did not have a backup save. So our Emerald run is gone, which is a huge bummer. I'm very, very unhappy about that. I will be making saves in the future. I will be making multiple saves. I'll try to have backups. At the very least, I will have a backup of the save before we go into the stream. So even if we lost that stream's footage, we'll still have something. But yeah, unfortunately, that's gone. So we don't have that anymore. And I was like, I kind of didn't want to start over with Emerald because Emerald is the only game I've ever randomized. And, that's not fair. That I put online. I've done a crystal randomizer just for fun on my own time, which I never put up. But so I was Dogma just subscribed to tier 1. That's 4 months. Thank you so much on a 3-month streak. Thank you so much, Dogma. Dogma. I said Dogma. Your name is Dogma. I apologize, Dogma. So yeah, let's throw the Bear Cave Lego the second mode into the chat. And then Lord Crescent says, Airbud tried to save the world, but unfortunately everybody died when the asteroid hit the Earth. There you go. Indeed. People gave it their best shot. So if you haven't seen my previous randomizer run, I'll explain what happens. There are rules. There is a application that you can download, an exe, that it reads a ROM, and then you can make some changes, and then it spits out a new ROM that includes all the changes. And so I wanted to do GBA because I like doing the single screen games instead of the dual screen of a DS game. Because I just that's fun. I think Fire Red is a fun remake, and so it's going to be a good time. Um, it's got Charmander. There's a Charizard on the cover, so that's a good time. So we're going to play that. And what was I going to say? Oh, um, here are the things that I am going to include in Wednesday's randomizer. Uh, the main thing is that almost every Pokemon in the game will be randomized, meaning the Pokemon I find in the wild, trainers Pokemon, gym leaders Pokemon, all randomized. The exception being, I'm including this exception because I think it means it matters in this particular game. It doesn't always matter, but in this particular game, I think it does. Static Pokemon. So that means will be unchanged. That means if there's supposed to be a particular Pokemon that hatches out of an egg, right? That won't be randomized. If there's a legendary Pokemon in a cave, that Pokemon's going to be there. You could still find that legendary Pokemon in the wild, but you're not going to find it. But you're still going to find the one you want. And I think that's a good idea. You could still have your starter Pokemon also randomized. You could have a legendary like we had Rayquaza. You can have a legendary as a starter, and I think that's just like a thing. I believe Rayquaza was our starter in my Nuzlocke, my first and last Nuzlocke. Um, uh, yeah, we had Mewtwo. Like we called him Mewtwo. Like they're out there. We're gonna have some random shit like that. Um, I am going to have evolutions are easier, which means that when you catch a Pokemon, like it lowers the because there's some Pokemon you have to get to like level 40 or level 60 before they evolve. It'll be a lot easier to evolve because I think that's more fun. That's just a fun thing to do. And I am increasing the catch rate, not the most available, but I'm pretty high because what I don't want to do is find a cool Pokemon, and not a legendary necessarily, but just like a cool Pokemon that we want to catch, and then we can't catch it. I think that sucks because I'm not doing a speed run of this. I'm not doing a race. This is a fun thing to do on a Wednesday night. So I figured those are the rules that we're doing there. And to make it clear, this is not a Nuzlocke, so we can heal. We can use items in battle. We can, um, we can heal in the Pokemon Center. If a Pokemon faints, we will bring it back because uh, I don't have a, I don't have a problem if you want to do a Nuzlocke. I don't want to do one. I just don't like them. Just don't like Nuzlocke, especially on a stream. I don't want to add the stress of that strategy layer to a stream for me. This is going to be a fun, silly time. This is about like having a weird team, um, which is why we don't randomize. Um, we could randomize stats. I guess I could randomize stats, but I'm not going to. I could. It wouldn't ruin my fun, I think. But I am. I don't randomize like moves or type because that's just an extra layer that I don't think we need. So I'm not looking to do that. I put that in the wrong spot. Um, so that's it. That's what we're gonna do on Wednesday. I think it's gonna be real fun. I hope you'll come and hang out Wednesday night for the first of these. Because if it goes well, it's not gonna be like my weekly thing, but it is gonna jump into rotation. I think a lot more because yeah, I remember the time I randomized types. I basically had to build a spreadsheet to keep track of things. Yeah, I just don't want to. I want to like see a Pokemon and like look, they're going to be Pokemon. I don't remember what happens with them. Where I look at them and go, I don't remember what type this is. Like that's already going to happen. I don't need to add that. But the thing I was going to say, and I don't want to get too much into this, because I am not qualified to speak on these things. But for me myself, Do we leave a gap there? Yes, we leave a gap there. I guess, yeah, I guess there's a gap in this. Yeah, okay. 'Cause there's yellow there, and then 11 is just put this on. Okay, I guess there's a gap there. Um, uh, I don't feel comfortable at this stage in my life, who I am. I don't feel comfortable playing Hearthstone on stream anymore. I probably will still play it because it is a game that I do get some enjoyment out of. I still like it as a card battler. I am excited about the Yu-Gi-Oh game that's coming out. It seems it seems like it's going pretty good, and it's going to be on a bunch of consoles and Steam and mobile. I'm kind of excited about that. But right now, I still enjoy for me, playing Hearthstone. But I can't, in good conscience, play it on stream, knowing what I know. So I'm not going to. That and look, I am not out here telling content creators what they can and can't do. Um, if because there are people out there who have built their livelihoods around playing Hearthstone or World of Warcraft or other, or Overwatch. And I'm not in a position to tell those people not to make those choices, um, or to what choices they should be making. I think you just gotta kind of be like, okay, well, shit, all right, you do what you gotta do. Um, I'll miss watching, but I totally understand. Yeah, or thank you, Aristovan. Also, hey, Aristovan. Of course, hi. You renewed, and I remember that. But yeah, I mean, I'll tweet about it now and again if I'm playing a deck I think is really good. And who knows, in the future, maybe that'll change. But right now, I don't feel comfortable. So that is a thing that I would do kind of monthly around here, and I'm not comfortable doing that. Aristophan just gifted us up to the T. Hell yeah. That's 33 gift subs for the channel. Aristophan, thank you so much. Welcome the T to being a gifted sub. I hope you enjoy it. Enjoy those emotes. Let's throw the emotes in there and thank Aristophan for that. Also, Aristophan turning off the notification because I will now have hit 50 subscribers, which is radical. Thank you very much for that. Yes, welcome to that. Okay, Dirty wants me to ring the bell, and I will ring the bell. The bell has been rung. The number must go up. Yes, we would like the number to go up. It's nice when the numbers go up. But yeah, so I'm looking for things that can like pop in the rotation that I can play. I'm looking to maybe not spend as much money on indie games or free to play games. That would be kind of cool. I know that this fall I will certainly buy the next Jackbox. We've also had a pretty good run with audiences for our Jackbox because that's always the fear is that a light Wednesday is going to happen. And I should always say this. Y'all tune in and I appreciate it. Especially you indulge me on Wednesdays and I appreciate that because I want to stream more, but I also don't want to build 4 days a week because I just can't really afford that right now. So thank you very much for the folks that do tune in. But we've had good numbers for Jackbox, and I don't want to push my luck. Also, I was thinking this the other day. I tweeted this at one point. Hey, I miss Twitch Sings. I miss having an excuse to sing, to do vocal warm ups, to practice songs, to do terribly with things, to poorly cover songs. The duets I think were always really fun. But yeah, I miss Twitch Sings. Um, and I know that some people do like karaoke, and I'm like, most of the people that do karaoke, I will say, are VTubers, and that is a smart call for VTubers. So I don't know, but like, I don't know if I want to start doing like getting karaoke tracks and going for that. I don't know. Oh, Lord Crashington wants me to ring that bell, so I will ring that bell. Enjoy. Um, so I don't know, but I am thinking of what Wednesday streams can be. Uh, it'll be a while before I do another live edition of Pat Bear's Anime Club because we are like still we're barely into the season. Technically, a show hasn't come out yet, so we got some time. I've also been wondering, well, Mike. Okay, so a Pat Bear's Anime Club that I was thinking of doing for Monday, because not today, but next Monday, our new episode. I was thinking of ranking doing like a actual tier maker of all of the isekai out this season. The season has me underwhelmed. Well, the nice thing is, Doug, is last season was really good, but so like there's still stuff that I was like catching up on, which has been kind of nice for this season because this season is like yikes. So what's the thought on doing Hearthstone streams with the active implosion shit's going on down? So Lord Crashington, that's what I was talking about. I did mention that just to recap, Lord Crashington. I'm not going to be streaming Hearthstone. I'm probably going to play it because it is for me a game that I enjoy. No problem at all. It's totally cool. You're rewatching Orange Road for nostalgia. Ooh, nostalgia is good. But yeah, I mean, quick summary. I don't think I'm going to keep playing Hearthstone on stream. I do enjoy it, and I appreciate the people that tuned in. But I think I will probably play it for my own enjoyment off stream because I do enjoy it. Okay, so now, yeah, we're working on our I believe this is a leg that we are building here. And anyway, yeah, so I'm thinking the next Pat Bear's Anime Club episode might be me doing ranking all of them. The problem is one of the isekais hasn't come out yet, and it doesn't come out till August. And I'm like, do I wait till August, or do I just say, hey, what's the name of it? I have the name of it written down. The Great Jai Will Not Be Defeated isn't out yet, so I can't rank it. And I'm thinking I might just do that. I, for one, would definitely appreciate a ranking of the isekai from this season as someone who's only dabbled in that genre. Yes. So, well, there's a lot of them. The real thing is that I'm going to do the count right now. Here's all the summer isekai. I'll tell you. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 isekai this season. Now, are some of these debatable isekai? Actually, yes. Because there's Drugstore in Another World, The Soul Life of a Cheat Pharmacist, obviously isekai. Isekai unknown origin, because they don't get into how the main character got isekai'd. How a Realist Rebuilt the Kingdom, Magical Summon. I'm Standing on a Million Lives, Season 2. Seemingly video game, but maybe not. Alternate dimension, alternate Earth, summoning, somewhat technology based. Also, there's time travel. My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom X, Death, Reincarnation. Seirei Gensouki, Spirit Chronicles, Death, Reincarnation. Sunny Boy, not sure, haven't actually watched it yet, need to watch some of it. I believe Group Transfer, possibly Reincarnation. I don't know. I have to look it up. That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime, Death, Reincarnation. That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime, Season 2, Part 2, should be clear. The Dungeon of Black Company, Summoning. The Great Jaw Will Not Be Defeated, Summoning, I believe. And that is also could be considered a reverse isekai. And then some people do not consider, Harold is host of the stream. Thank you, Harold. Some people out there do not consider the being sent to Earth as an isekai. If you are from a different world and you are sent to Earth, some people don't consider that isekai. So they wouldn't also consider Devil as a part-timer. But I do consider it that. Because it's just a different world to you. It doesn't have to be that. Tsukimichi, Moonlit Fantasy. Can't stay, but want to drop a host. Well, thank you, Harold. I appreciate you stopping by and dropping that host. Tsukimichi Moonlight Fantasy is summoning. And then also with the asterisk that both of the main character's parents were from the world that he has been summoned to. So it is a different world to him, but he's also technically a citizen of that world. And Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, Season 2, Summoning. which some people debate and don't call it that because it's primarily a high school comedy, but it is a human sent to the demon world or another world. So that to me is certainly a different world and an isekai. So there are 11 isekai. I will definitely say I have not watched The Great Jaw Will Not Be Defeated yet because it is not out yet. And I have not watched any of Sunny Boy because while Madhouse is great and it does look interesting, it also appears to be some sort of, or it appears it's going to become a weird battle royale with magic powers, and I'm not interested in those. Also, to point, battle will start in 5 seconds is not an isekai because while a character does die and get reborn or saved or something, the main character, they are not taken to a different world. They are just in the same world with the rules change. So I don't consider that an isekai. If you do, cool beans. But that is not, that to me, that's not an isekai. Um, but anyway, I'm probably going to rank those for my next video and just say like, hey, I can't rank The Great Jaw Will Not Be Defeated. Because some people don't call Dropkick My Devil uh, a isekai, and to me, that's totally an isekai. Still waiting on Shield Hero Season 2. Yes, Bishu, I believe, also Bishu did say Space Jam 2. And yes, Space Jam 2 is an isekai because it does involve characters being summoned into a video game world dimension. Um, and your main character is being transferred. So yes, Space Jam 2 is an isekai. Maybe I'm going to include Space Jam 2. I might include Space Jam 2. I'm writing it down. I don't know if I will. Uh, Hell and Heaven, I would argue, are part of the same plane, so it would not count as an isekai. Otherwise, you would say that Elijah was isekai. So, Dirty, so in Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, the Netherworld is not hell. It is a place where demons live, but it is a different world, and it is not like a place you go when you die. It's just a different dimension. It's a different world. So I do think that counts. And you might make an argument that coming from heaven or coming from hell to earth does not count as an isekai. There is I heard Rick and Morty are in Space Jam 2. No idea in what way. Probably just background details, but that's still enough to make go. I'll pass. So it wasn't the apparently very long Austin Powers scene that made you go, I don't think I want to see that. Because that's what definitely made me go, wait, what? It's like Rick and Morty. I'm like, yeah, sure, of course it is. But it's the Austin Powers that I'm like, wait, what the fuck? There's a lot going on that I was about that I probably won't ever see it, but whatever. Um, uh, I did not know about Austin Powers. Yes, the T. So, so anyway, those are all the isekai this season, and uh, I work in a movie theater, so I've only seen bits and pieces. I know Big Chungus is in it. Yes, Big Chungus is in it. I remember thinking Austin Powers 1 was okay, but I don't think it will hold up in retrospect. So, like, there's probably gags in most Austin Powers. Like, some Austin Powers stuff is definitely not going to hold up in any way, shape, or form. But there are, like, the dudes with Clockwork Orange. Yes, the dudes with Clockwork Orange are among the many people watching this big, good basketball game. Um, uh, yeah, there's a lot. There's just like a lot that's happening. Here's the thing about this that I definitely don't like and did make me legitimately annoyed when I heard about it. Um, uh, Porky Pig raps as the notorious Pig, and he's not a good rapper, and that feels like a complete and total like miscast. Like, why are you gonna have Porky Pig be a rapper if he's not good at rapping? Like, have him have incredible flow. Have him have stuttering that seems on purpose. Why would you have him be a bad rapper? I have not heard him rap in it. I cannot tell you. But I can tell you, it's disappointing. Time Waffle is now following. That's not disappointing. That's great. Welcome, Time Waffle. Space Jam 2 is a cowardly crossover. I am only here for crossovers that explicitly state like Phoenix Wright and Tekken take place in the same universe. Yes. So like, look, I like when a creator gets to have their things like crossover. Like some people don't love this. I like that the creator of Fairy Tail and Rave Master and Eden Zero, his newest series, I like that Plu, this weird dog question mark character, shows up in each. I think I less like that Eden Zero has a bunch of characters that very much look like characters from Fairy Tail, like Rebecca. The character Eden Zero is just Lucy and has the same voice actors. I think I like that less, but I like that the character Plu, the weird dog question mark in Rave Master, was also for a while a character that showed up a lot in Fairy Tail, and then also is briefly in Eden Zero. I think that rules. I like that shit. I always have. Um, there are a couple bits in Austin Powers that don't hold up, but it's not so bad. The premise is kind of about him being out of time, so he has to learn what's not okay in the late '90s. Yeah, I think those parts of him, like watching like DVDs to see like what happened while he was gone, and him being like affected by it, is interesting. Seth Green, I think, steals. Will Ferrell steals the movie, even though that's awful and just racist portrayal. It's still very funny, and then especially in the second one, Seth Green does a pretty damn good job of like trying to be either the voice of reason or also just like a kid. He would fit in better in 2021, really. Yeah, I mean, in some ways. Um, and then I don't remember anything about Goldmember. I just choose not to remember anything about Goldmember. I think that's for the best for my own sanity. Anyway, what else did I want to talk about tonight? Okay, yeah. So let's. Hey, we talked a little bit about anime. We're gonna talk a little bit more about anime. I think we're gonna stop talking about Space Jam 2 because I don't want to talk about Space Jam 2 anymore. I just don't want to. Uh, let's talk about what happens when you read the manga after you've watched the anime. And so this is not generally a thing that I do because I often don't ever read the manga. I usually just watch the anime. But I had some credits to Bookwalker, where you can buy volumes, your graphic novels. Um, I think most manga I've read has been after the anime. Well, yeah, because like what ends up happening a lot is, for some people, myself included, you watch an anime, you like it, you don't think there's going to be a second season. Or you know there's going to be a second season, but it gets delayed, and you're like, but I want more now. I want to see what happens. Um, and also, I generally don't read manga before the anime because I don't want to be one of those, well, uh, you gotta read the manga because they ruined it. This is how it should have been. The phrase should have is so frustrating to me because it's like, no, they either adapted it right or they didn't adapt it right. But to say that uh, they ruined it or just didn't do it right, I'm not a big fan of that. I've read one manga before the anime came out, and it made me not want to see the anime. Like what if it isn't as good? I totally understand. Um, it was High Score Girl. Okay. I've read Death Note, but never watched the anime. Only that Netflix movie adaptation. I mean, I don't really me personally, not a big fan of Death Note because I generally don't like shows where the main character is the villain of the series. That's just not a thing that I enjoy myself. So I don't seek those out. I think it's a well done anime, even if I don't necessarily enjoy the source material. I never finished it. I watched a bunch of it. Um, Going from manga to Netflix adaptation is a leap, yes. Um, Willem Dafoe was the only good part of that. I mean, I'll believe you. Don't think I'm ever going to see that adaptation, but I'll believe you. So uh, recently I got caught up with Kuma Bear, which is an isekai about a girl that plays a VR MMO, and one day she's been playing it, gets a new outfit, and then gets sent to and wakes up in a world similar to the game, but it's not a game anymore. It's reality. She's been isekai, um, and she's not trapped in a game where she's can't leave, but she's not like it's not Sword Art Online. It is like a transfer over. Uh, and It's very cute and light. If you watch the anime, it's a very cute show. There is some fighting of monsters. I think the anime does a very good job of making it kind of like a cozy, fun show where there are some harsh moments, there are some sad moments, but it's pretty breezy and moves along. Um, One of the things that it does that is terrible is Kuma Bear starts with what I later found out was chapter 22 of the graphic novels of the manga. It just starts with chapter 22 because it wants to be in the action. And then episode 2 is her being isekai. And it's very strange that they do that. I think it is a poor choice, that they make a very poor choice in doing that. Um, now I can tell you that I have read up, which is interesting. Actually, the anime, I'm not caught up to the anime because the anime caught up to the manga and then adapted some of the light novel material. Also, because I'm reading it through Bookwalker, I should say. Um, I'm not reading chapter to chapter. I'm reading volumes, and so I'm like the next volume's coming out in August. So it's been a while since like they put out a new volume. So I got to get that. Uh, because I want to read them digitally and all that. Buy them and read them digitally. The big takeaway is the anime. I think there's a very like so her parents are they make her seem a little bit more selfish than she is because she doesn't really miss her regular life. She's excited about this life because it's very clear that she has a low opinion of her parents for being very neglectful. Like she made her money and they got a lot of it and they never really cared about her and didn't really raise her. And you miss that in the anime. You get that in the manga because she's always looking out for like young kids. She's really looking out for kids. She helps an orphanage out. She's like really gung ho about being there for kids and helping them out. She can't turn down a kid in need, which is great. But you get the sense that from the manga, oh yeah, this is deeply rooted in kids can't take care of themselves. Adults are supposed to look out for kids. Is like a philosophy of hers, and you get that. That's not just like because it's the right thing to do. It's because of her practical like nature. The other thing is, it's fucking violent, and they tone it way down. Like, does she kill big monsters? Yes, but like so there's a dude who gets introduced because he was stealing from an orphanage. He was literally stealing from the orphanage, and in the anime, he is punched by the lord of the town, and he is taken away. And you're like, good, he gets what he deserves. Um, in the manga, that dude gets murdered. That dude gets executed for his crimes. And also other people get executed in his family along with him, also pay for his crimes, vis-a-vis getting fucking murdered. And so that is one example of like, oh wow. In the anime, there's a dude who like is she's like signing up for the guild, but she's dressed as a bear. She's dressed as like a bear costume, and so people are like, "What are you doing? What are you gonna do?" And she doesn't like take any shit. So she like makes fun of the dude that's picking on her because he's clearly a dude that bullies folks. And so In the anime, she like beats him real quick, and it's like real easy. Um, and in the manga, she like beats the guy almost to death, like brutal. And then a bunch of other people uh, attack her because she's like, well, he lost, so all of you have to quit the guild because you backed him. And they're like, let's get her. And so she beats all of them up. And then has to like take back her like quit the guild thing. And it's just like another example of like, shit, this shit is rough. I'm also, there are characters that are not in uh, Kuma 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 Bear, the anime. They're just like not in the show. There's a whole plot line of them fighting bandits along the way, and her just killing bandits with her bears. That is just not in the anime, and it's just like, I wonder if we're gonna see those characters later, or if they're just like, nope, we're good. Um, anyway, I think honestly, I think the anime is like a better adaptation because it is lighter. Um, I think that some stuff could have been included and it would have been fine, including her character motivation. Yuna's character motivation would have been good. Oh, I did want to point out. Uh, I think feel like I don't need to see Death Note faithfully done in anime, but the Netflix thing was so different that it was an easy choice. Okay, yeah, kind of explaining why you read it but not watched the anime, but you watched the Netflix. That makes sense. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Lord Crashington, kind of giving your justification. Totally reasonable to make that justification. Anyway, another show that I think they made some very strong choices, even if some of them are interesting and maybe weird. Kind of glad my favorite anime is an original and has no manga to compare it to. Bless you. That is fantastic, right? Like, not only did I not have the big early twist in Decadence ruined because the manga exists, right? I got to enjoy it and be like, oh shit, oh okay, that's what's happening in the show. Like that's incredible. You don't get that if you know what the manga is, right? Like, I only got so many episodes into that time I got reincarnated as a spider. Uh, oh no, Soma Spider, so what? I apologize, I'm getting my names mixed up. Soma Spider, so what? It was only so many episodes into that before I like knew a bunch of shit just from being on the internet that I wish I hadn't known, because the light novels and the manga exist, and because the anime was being more closely faithful to the light novels than the manga. People could write articles about that, about like, hey, if you've only read the manga, you might be confused if you haven't read the light novels. And also, do want to point out, um, folks that say the new, well, you should read the manga. The new people are, well, you should read the light novels because people need to be judgmental about things and have strong opinions. Um, so now, yeah, that is a new breed of well actuals. Um, okay, so the other show I want to talk to you about is a show that a manga I've been reading, um, and I gotta get caught. I gotta try to get caught up on it. Because I gotta get more of it so I can get caught up on it. But I've been reading, By the Grace of the Gods, which is another, maybe a little bit of action in the anime. There is a little bit of him taking out some goblins and stuff. It's way more violent in the manga, like way more. Like, By the Grace of the Gods is a cute kid and a bunch of slimes, and it's honestly bizarre to me that the manga is so violent. Like, why did they do this? So, like, to me, maybe I would feel weirder if I had read it first, but like, the anime adaptation is very smart because it recognizes that this is like, no, you can't do that. This kid's real cute. The slimes are cute. All of this is adorable. We can't have an 8-year-old isekai kid. I don't care if he's 42. He's 8 in the show. He can't murder bandits. And I know that he doesn't do it in the show. He does it, he remembers and he talks about, like, there's a thing in the manga where he like, they realize he murdered like a famous bandit, like a named known bandit. Like he took care of like somebody incredible. Like, you can't have an 8-year-old do that in your slow, chill kind of romance isekai. The big thing about By the Grace of the Gods is there are just like little stories that are just omitted. They skipped over. One of which I think is important. One of which is like there are kids. There is just like a band of like Beastkin kids that are all like his age that think he's the fucking coolest because he's really strong and powerful, and they're not in the show. There are like a bunch of adventurers that kind of help him out and give him some guidance, and there are a bunch of those characters that just aren't in the show, just not in the show, which is interesting, and maybe for the best. Maybe it's fine. I mean, the dwarf was pretty cool. I like to see the dwarf who is jealous because the god of wine, uh, favors Ryoma. Um, the big thing that makes sense why it's not in the anime, but would have been interesting is so in the anime, one of the things that family, he misses his mom passed away and he didn't have anyone to come home to. One of the reoccurring things is him being very happy to have someone to have people waiting for him when he comes home. Like that's just a thing that sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I got this lined up. This is a really dark blue, and it is hard for me to see. I'm putting dark blue on dark blue. I think I did that right. We'll see. We'll find out. But I think that's right. Got to get these wings done right. Um, anyway, so he is a guy that the idea that there's this new family that's like happy to see him, happy, welcomes him home, and it just kind of a beautiful little thing. Um, in the anime, we know he had a good relationship with his mom, and he didn't cry when she died because he was kind of dead inside, and he also had to go back to work, and it never sat well with him, but he just couldn't do anything about it, or he refused to do anything about it. Well, the manga also to justify why this kid is so good at martial arts. Well, he was trained in martial arts by his father, who at one point just gave up on him and didn't speak to him. And then before he graduated, like right before he graduated, didn't see his graduation because he died. Uh, he just at a certain point was like, I am no longer obligated to raise you. Uh, you know, you don't have to leave, but I don't have to care about you. Um, and and he was violent, and it's this thing where you're like, oh, fuck. That adds a lot of depth to this character that is not in the anime. I don't know if they would have included, if they should have included it. I don't know. But I know they didn't include it. And it's, to me, interesting that they chose not to include that part of the show. Um, so it's one of those things where, like, but the violence, they toned down the violence. If you watched By the Grace of the Gods and you were like, I mean, I like the show, but I wish that, like, I wish that all these characters killed. It sounds like oof the show. Yeah, I mean it's it's dramatic. It's well. I'll say this: it's well told in the manga. I think it's a well told part of the story. But yeah, if you watched By the Grace of the Gods and you were like, I like this, but I wish that like Ryoma could like kill like 2,000 more goblins because that happens in the manga. In the anime, and some of the more brutal stuff, the most brutal part of the anime is him like killing a few goblins here and there and helping out. In this one, it's a bigger affair. That's where all these kids are involved in the story, and it's like a whole fucking thing. Um, uh, but we don't get that we don't at all get that in the anime, and it's interesting that they include all that. But yeah, um, it's fun because I to this point I was including Kuma Bear by the grace of the gods alongside um I've been killing slimes for 300 years and finally maxed out my level, which I've read the manga of and is not like there's some stuff that isn't in the anime adaptation, but that's still a light show. It's still a light series um, that continues to be light. Uh, But yeah, but I'm including those, and I'm like, I don't know if I should include those. I think I have to like give the caveat that like these are chill, almost slice of life, um, isekai anime, but not manga. And I would include the pharmacy show that's happening this season. I would include that among them because that is incredibly. I mean, like I said, that show is so light that like we don't know how he got summoned or how he ended up in this world. We just know that he met the two other main characters. He opened up a pharmacy, and now comedy happens because it's a kind of a lightish comedy show. Um, like that's all we know about it, and it's so mediocre. But I'm still watching it because it's still fun. Uh, but of course, we will talk about two isekai after we take our pulse of the cause in a little bit. I don't know if there was anything else I want to talk about. I'm probably going to talk about. Uh, um, we'll probably talk about a few other things, as we go. Uh, Great. Sorry, just checking something there. Um, Real quick, uh, am I the only one that still thinks that the CM Punk stuff is a work and not real? Like it's actually like weird rumors and then AEW is just feeding into those rumors? Am I the only one? Because like Daniel Bryan, I do believe is real, but the CM Punk stuff just still feels like it's not going to happen. I don't know. Uh, maybe I'm just like I don't want to buy into it because, but I don't know. I just was like I still don't feel like that's a genuine thing that's happening. Maybe it is. Could I be naive? Certainly. I've been naive before. I put the wing claws on the legs by mistake, so I'm gonna fix that. Messed up my leg claws, but anyway, um, Jeff Hardy has COVID, or Jeff Hardy has tested positive for COVID-19. Could it be a false positive? Certainly. Has he been taken off the road? Yes. What is it fair to say that he has COVID? Certainly. We can say that he has tested positive for COVID-19. He will not be the last WWE wrestler to test positive, certainly, because they are traveling. They're a bunch of them were traveling. A couple days. One day in, one day out to Florida. Not all of them moved to Florida, certainly. But now that they are going to be going all over the place to many different states and flying all the time, you have to imagine two places where lots of planes are not necessarily enforcing masks or social distancing. They're trying to fill the planes. Um, there are going to be lots and lots of issues there. Yeah, venues that aren't checking, that don't you don't need to be vaccinated to go to certain venues. They're going to be trying to pack people in. It's just bad. If you're going to leave the industry, just leave the industry. Yeah, I don't care about CM Punk. I never watched. He was wrestling, and during the time, I have fans just fawning over every rumor of his return. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly like he is annoying, Lashbrook, that that people like the CM Punk chants and all that. I think CM Punk is a talented wrestler who WWE dropped the ball on. The Summer of Punk was a thing that brought people in, that brought lapsed wrestling fans in, that gave wrestling fans something to be strongly passionate about and talked about and really enjoyed. And they took a real hot story and then had him face a returning Kevin Nash and then had him wrestle Triple H. And it was just like, oh no, they're fucking this up real bad. Like they had a really good story, they fucked up real bad. And I don't necessarily love Punk after that, but also like I don't know. To me, leaving a bad situation doesn't mean leaving the industry because it wasn't like yes, did CM Punk quit wrestling for quite a while to pursue other things. Yeah, but he quit WWE. Like, yes, he didn't go to New Japan. He didn't go and do indie dates. He did one indie appearance under a mask, whatever, or under a hood, whatever. Um, but he mostly just fucking healed and hopefully got over the anger he had towards a company. Um, do I think he's going to do anything spectacular in AEW? Not really. I don't think he'll do anything spectacular there. I think he'll have some good matches with some good people. Um, I think he'll fight. He'll no sell some stuff. He'll get good pops. He'll make a good payday. Um, and you know, okay, sure. I think it'll be fine. But like, yeah, I'm not like counting on him to like change anything anywhere or anything like that. Um, we'll see. Uh, yeah, for the most part, I'm just like, okay. I'm more interested in Daniel Bryan. I mean, look, I would love it if Daniel Bryan didn't ever hurt himself again in the ring. So I'm real hopeful that he doesn't get hurt because I think he's an incredible wrestler. Dan the Brad is resubbing with Prime. That's Prime. That's 3 months. Saying robots, indeed. I also have no interest in Bryan. Well, Lashbrook, I mean, I do have a lot of Daniel Bryan is an incredible Bryan Danielson is an incredible wrestler who I've had the pleasure of seeing live. He was a fantastic indie star. He should not have made it in the WWE system. He did. He's got an incredible move set, great fire, works great as a heel, great as a face. He's going to AEW not for a paycheck because he would have gotten paid um, an incredible amount of money to not wrestle for WWE and just show up to be an authority figure or wrestle a match here and there. He's going to AEW because he wants to wrestle. He wants to use AEW's connection so he can wrestle in Japan easy, nice and easy. He can go anywhere with that contract, which is great. Um, I'm psyched to see him. Look, I am just excited about Daniel Bryan, Darby Allin, because that's a match we're going to get. Uh, and I just like, there are a bunch of wrestlers there that I think could put on incredible shows with Daniel Bryan. So I'm looking forward to that. My real hope is that he does not immediately have a program with Cody Rhodes or another WWE person. I would love him to have a program immediate, like Daniel Bryan versus or Bryan Danielson's versus Miro is not something I want to say. I just don't want to see that right now. But if you're telling me that Daniel Bryan, Kenny Omega is on the table, Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, Lance Archer is on the table, Nick Gage is at least making appearances. I don't know if Nick Gage is joining if he's going to be all elite or whatever. But he's doing some appearances like that. To me, is really interesting. Although um, I mean, because if you put Bryan Danielson's in the ring with Darby Allin, Darby Allin's taking all the bumps because Darby Allin wants to take all those bumps, and that sounds fucking great to me. This has trouble standing up. It'll just get worse when I put uh, the head on and the tail. But we got some of our dragon done, which is pretty neat. All right. So we are going to take a pause for the cause. And you might be saying to yourself, Pat, I don't know what that means. And it's okay if you don't. Um, uh, the religion angle Miro is taking is disturbing. Look, I'm just glad Miro has a character besides I'm just the best. And yeah, I don't love the new thing that he's doing, but at least it's different than what he was doing before. Also, if he's God's greatest champion, it might mean that he won't be talking about how unhappy he is with his former job. Because that is the thing I care the least about. I don't care about any wrestler in AEW who was unhappy with their former employer. I will never care about that. Just like no one will ever care more about WCW than Cody Rhodes. And also Cody Rhodes is a heel, and he just refuses to believe it. Because clearly I'm going to be siding with Malachi Black. And the white or tan suits don't make you an angel, Cody Rhodes. You are definitely a heel. Um, anyway, I'm going to stop talking about wrestling and I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel if you'd like. Um, Thank you very much for being here. If you'd be so kind, please consider throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the moat in the chat. Let the people know you're a subscriber. I would really appreciate that. We had a gift sub tonight. We had some people renew their subs, which is rad. You could gift a sub to somebody in the community using your Twitch Prime token or Cash Money. You could, subscribe with Cash Money or your token. You could gift a sub. If you've been gifted a sub, you could convert that into a regular subscription, and they won't charge you until your subscription, your gift month is over, which is a cool thing and smart. Why would they not do that? But it's a company, so you never fucking know. I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel, and we're going to get through this pretty quick. Then we'll get back to building because we got to put a head and a tail, and we got to build a treasure chest because it's a dragon, so I guess it has to hoard things, which is fun. And I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel. So I mentioned all this about my that you can subscribe, you can join if you haven't. Give me a follow. That's free, doesn't cost you any money. If you're not interested in becoming a subscriber here on Twitch, but you would like to do some cash money on a monthly basis, well, you might want to know that I have a Patreon. Patreon.com/PatBear. There's a $1, a $3, a $5, and a $10 tier. The $10 tier voted for me to work on this kit right now. They vote on what I build. There's inexpensive, $1 a month. You get a Q&A video once a month. I got to shoot the next one for that soon. I got to shoot July's. The $3 tier votes once a month on what I do, like in my choice, my viewer's choice slot, which is fun. And for my gaming stream. And the $5 get videos early, and the $10 get videos early. And also, like I said, get to vote once a month. So that's a little thing you can do, is join my Patreon. Also, I have a YouTube channel. And of course, subscribing to my YouTube channel is free. You can just subscribe for free. But you could join it for $2 a month, and you get one video a week early. Every Tuesday, you'll get my Wednesday video. It's a small little thing, but it's something that I can do for people. And also, direct donations, always appreciated. If you do not donate during the stream, I will put that money aside along with my Patreon and my Twitch and my YouTube, my AdSense money. All goes into a fund, and I take money out of that fund to buy model kits. I just bought another high grade because my backlog's getting low. I do have a couple things coming in the mail at some point soon. Hopefully the Calamity comes. It's supposed to ship this month, but haven't gotten a release thing on that yet. Also, the beginning of next month, I'm getting something from Premium Bandai. So I have some stuff coming in, but all the money goes into buying model kits. So that is an easy way to support, is through any of those ways. So I keep doing what I do. Now, I know that at least two things were bought off my Amazon wish list, because I got an Amazon wish list. And if you buy something from my wish list, it comes in the mail and it jumps the queue. Because like I said, I got a backlog of stuff. But if you buy something from my wish list, not only do I shoot a video about how awesome you are for buying it and how cool the thing you bought is, also it jumps the queue and I'll build it before the other things that I bought, because you spent your hard-earned money. The least I could do is do those things. So I've got inexpensive Lego, and like I said, it looks like 2 Lego sets were purchased off my wish list, which is rad. I've got high grades. Some of them are very inexpensive. Some of them are pretty expensive. They're getting up there in price because everything went up in price, and they're not making a bunch more and flooding the market, so things are just going up. Things will drop a little bit because more people are going to stores, and it looks like stores are getting more inventory or finally restocking their inventory, but it's still not, bottoming out. Anyway, you buy something on there, I'll build it on stream. It's a thank you. The alternative to that is you can buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. If you go to USA Gundam Store, you buy a gift card. They send you an email with the code. Buy a bunch of nanoblock kits to cause pain. No, Dan, I built one nanoblock kit. I built an Ava nano block. So I finally built something from Evangelion on stream, and I built one nano block, and it was not fun. Nano blocks are, hey, you know what? They're not lying when they call them nano blocks. Those things are tiny. It was a pain in the ass, and parts of it kept falling apart as I moved them. And I think I'm glad I built a nano block, but you may have noticed I used to have a bunch of nano blocks on my wish list, and then I took them all down once I built one. But yeah, you buy a gift card to use at Gundam Store, you get a code in your email, then you whisper me here on Twitch or DM me on Twitter. My DMs are open, and you go like, "Hey, here you go," and that would be fantastic. Tiny blocks that hurt more than you ever thought possible, and my big fingers cannot deal. Yeah. Also, yes, as Doug points out, also they hurt when when putting them to. It's painful to put them together. It's like, hey, you know how it hurts to step on a Lego? What if that was? What if Legos hurt that much building with them? That's nano blocks. I don't recommend. Let's see. Okay, that's all that. Oh, I got a Discord. That's free. If you want to join my Discord, I'll put a link. Also, if you're watching this later on YouTube, you can find all of these links in the show description below the video. And if you are watching this later on the VOD, you can find all this in the chat. All these links to ways to support me. But yeah, my Discord's free. Here's a couple video links for you to check out. I'm going to drink a little water in a moment, but I got to get through this. Here is the latest episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club. This was my PAX East Online panel with Heather Derry and Ian Horner, where we recommended some anime. It's an hour long. If you missed it live, if you haven't watched the archive yet, it's there. I have a new series called Best of Build With Baer. Every Wednesday, I put a new episode up, and it's just a clip from the show. Which reminds me, if you ever see something in the stream that I do, in the moment that makes you laugh or smile or nod along because I'm saying something you really agree with, you want to hit the clip button there. Clip that. If you want to clip that, that would be great. Because I'm going to be keeping my eye out for clips. I also been pulling stuff that I think is fun. So if you see something, this first one is just me kind of ragging on a show for creating a character that is just temporarily anyway a tuxedo mask knockoff and just being like, that's just, hey, you just made tuxedo mask. So yeah, little quick lookups with me embedding subtitles because I want to do that for kind of short things. I have a program I can use that kind of auto generates them, and I can go and edit them, and it's actually pretty easy to use. So I'm going to be doing that for this series. Anyway, let's get back to building. We're going to work on a dragon. I'm going to talk about some anime, and I'm only talking about two shows. One show is a Saturday show, but I have a lot of Friday and Saturday shows, so I wait on it. Also, no one else seems to be watching it, and no one I follow on Twitter is watching it and spoiling things. So I feel okay waiting a day. Um, and then I also, I know a couple people that are watching Seirei Gensouki, Gensouki, Spirit Chronicles, but I'm watching that. That's my only Monday show because I mean there are other things coming out. There are other Monday shows, but those are the ones that I'm not super into. Or I don't want to talk about them on stream. That's also a thing right now. Is there a few shows that I just kind of I don't watch every like as soon as it comes out. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll catch up on that because a couple shows right now are disappointing. Like Dragon Maid. I don't like the new character, and the show seems to be very much about her integrating with everybody else, and I just kind of don't give a shit about that. Just kind of don't care about this new character and Violent Toru. I want to support the animation studio because they've been through hell, but it's like I'm not enjoying the series, so it is pretty disappointing. I will say most of the sequels this season are not my favorite, which is a shame because they're shows I really like, but I'm just not loving what they're doing. Second half of that time I got reincarnated as a slime, season two, not really loving. It's It's so slow paced. It feels like they're afraid they're gonna catch up to the manga, which they are. Ooh, also the newest chapter of that manga should be out today or tomorrow. So that might be, if it's out, that's my night reading for tonight. Is the latest chapter, because that is shit. It's monthly. I would like to get caught up with that. But yeah, uh, that's disappointing. Uh, I'm excited to see what happens next in My Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom X, because I thought this story was going to go longer, but it wrapped up, so I'm interested to see where it goes. Um, but yeah, okay. Let me actually talk about the two shows that I did watch instead of the other shows I'm watching. Um, okay, so Iruma, he's a kid. He's a 14-year-old. He got isekai sent to the demon world. He's got a grandpa. His grandpa is a big time demon lord. He's not the demon lord, but he is one of the three candidates for the next demon lord. Um, anyway, he wanted to have a grandson because his competitors, his friends and competitors, they each have grandsons that are cool and cute. And he was like, I want that. I'll just buy a kid. Anyway, he's got to go to school. He's got to pretend to be a demon because it would be bad if they found out he's not one. He and his classmates, a bunch of his classmates, most of his classmates, they all go to Walter Park, which is an amusement park. It's the only amusement park in the demon world, and it is Walter Park. I thought originally it was like a play on Water Park, but no, it's a play on Walt Disney because the guy definitely looks like Walt Disney, which is weird. Anyway, um, the students are mixed up into three different groups, and oh, coincidentally, there are going to be three giant magical beasts that show up because a hard thing to describe right now is to tell you that this park is powered by mana taken from prisoners. There's a prison underneath the park that powers it. Uh, with their mana, and there is a prison break plan. They're going to destroy the park and free the prisoners, or at least they want to definitely rescue a prisoner. And if others get out, even better. They're called the Six Fingers. Anyway, um, Magic Beast showed up, and luckily Irma's crew is protected because Agaris, the guy who's sleepy that sleeps on a cloud, he can feel like stuff. He sensed that in the ground that something wasn't right, which is great. So he was able to protect them. Um, and then so they're good. Ooh, what do we got going on here? Like a white tighter is now following. Okay, welcome. Uh, this sounds like Dead Man something or other, and my magic things. So if this show wasn't a comedy, and because you're thinking of Dead Man Wonderland, which was a death game show, um, yeah. So Doug, if this show wasn't a comedy and was taking itself seriously, you would be it would be similar to Dead Man Wonderland. But this is a comedy, so it's just like a weird situation. It's a comedy that has like some action in it, which is fun. Anyway, let's see. There's a dragon. There is something called a panther rat, which is just like a giant rat monster. And then there's also a minotaur, like it's called Mountain Blue, and it's like a minotaur, but instead of human legs, it has snake legs. So it's like the top is like a beast, and it's got a snake tail. And I'm sure that's the name of a mythical creature, but I don't know. So I'm saying it's a version of the minotaur. Um, and so Caligo, who is the kind of like rude, he's the stern main teacher. Um, he's just like, okay, well, uh, work together. The four students that he's in charge of, he's like, hey, defeat that big monster. Use your combination magics. And they're like, we haven't learned that. We're freshmen. Um, but Only one of them has offensive magic, so they try to work together to do anything to this thing, and they fail. But Jazzy gets some further advice. Um, uh, so he's like, okay, I think I got a plan. There's a whole really nice thing that like his family is kind of like survival of the fittest, and he's never been able to outdo his brother. And he was always mad about that. He's like, if I ever had a younger brother or younger siblings, I would look out for them. And then the other students are like, hey, you're higher ranked than us. You're the leader. We need you. We need you, bro. We need you, big bro. And he's like, all right, you're embarrassing me. Okay. And it's a nice little moment for Jazzy, the guy who's most known for stealing things, to have like this kind of like, okay, we're going to do this. Um, the six fingers are close to releasing prisoners. They've beaten the vice warden. Um, uh, Elsewhere, Irma's crew is trying to escape, and Irma's like doesn't like seeing that the park is in disarray, and then finds out that there are kids that are in trouble, and the park attendants are like, "Hey, we're evacuating." Like, whatever. They should have been able to get out. They can't. That's no big deal. We got to look out for number one. And Irma's like, "What?" And he's like, "I don't like what's going on." And he's like, "Oh, I think I know what I'm feeling right now. It's a new feeling that I've never felt before. I'm angry. I'm angry with what's going on. Like he's mad." And Irma is this like, you know, does he like what's happening? He's actually gotten used to it. He's made some friends for the first time in his life. Like this park was like a cool thing for him because he's never gone to a music park. He had a rough life before he got isekai'd, and in many ways, this is a better life for him. It's dangerous, but also his regular like he was isekai'd while he was working on the summer because he never got to go to school. He was working on a dangerous fishing boat and then sending the money to his parents. So like he's always had a rough time. So this is just like, but yeah, what's happening? The park that he was such fun at, getting wrecked, kids being in trouble and no one going to help out. Fucking, he's pissed off. Um, and I would say rightfully pissed off. So that's kind of cool. That is character development for our boy Iruma. And I think that's neat. Anyway, uh, Spirit Chronicles. Koopa Troopa is now following. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Talking about some anime that came out in the past couple days as I build this cool Lego dragon. I'll tell you a little bit about this one. So, as I said, there are 11 isekai out this season. One that has not come out yet, but there are plenty of other shows. The different world style of anime. Uh, we got another one that is playing around with the idea of reincarnation in a way that I think fucking rules. So, traditionally, if you are reincarnated in a different world, you are either born with all of your memories from your previous life, generally as a Japanese student, or but often other things, or a working man, a working person. Um, Sometimes you are born, you are just given a new body, and you're reincarnated in a new body, but you're just you. Other times you have your memories, or in some instances, you are born in this other world, and at a certain point, you regain your memories of your previous life. Now, generally, when you regain those memories, who you were before, boom, gone, just gone, doesn't exist anymore. Never happened before. Never happens again. You're just the person you were from before. You maybe remember some stuff, but it's if your personality was different, like it doesn't matter. It's that personality's gone. Not in this show. In Spirit Chronicles, Rio at age 8 suddenly has the memories of Haruto, a guy from Japan who died. He died in the anime. His bus goes out of control, hits a train, and then another train hits the bus. He dies violently and brutally. Um, so Rio has the memories of Haruto, but he also still has his memories, and he can feel some changes. Like he has naturally knowledge of Aikido because that's what and archery because not archery that's another guy. He has those memories of those martial arts skills. He has knowledge of like modern things. Like he has trouble reading, but once he knows what the symbols mean, he has a great understanding of math. He's got college level and university level skills. Um, so yeah, he has some knowledge, but he's still himself, which is really non-traditional for this type of story. It's weird that he is like capable in this way. Uh, and yeah, so I think that is really, really interesting that they go and do that. Anyway, uh, I thought this was going to be a show about him at a school, like with some princesses and stuff, and some royalty and all this stuff. That is over. That was like 2 episodes because now he's on the run. He is going to the place that his parents in this world came from. He's on a journey. He's wanted for a crime he didn't commit, and it's later revealed that someone is trying to tie up loose ends because they don't want to find out that they didn't want him proving his innocence, so they send an assassin after him. Of course, that assassin is a bunny girl, a young bunny girl. Her name is, I wrote it down, Latifa. Um, and we get the sense, well, one, she's got a subjugation collar on that he breaks. He dispels the magic, so she's free. Um, but we figure out pretty early that this girl is also from Japan, and uh, we know due to flashback who she is. Rio is just like, this girl is also a reincarnation. That's a huge shame because uh, she knows what spaghetti is, which is not a thing they normally have there. Uh, but when she sees noodles, she calls it spaghetti. It's basically like ramen, but that's what she calls it. And he gets a sense like this girl is from the same world that Haruto is from, and has some of those memories. And because she was young, she can't really separate them out. They've just merged together. Um, and we know that that's the little girl that died in the same accident that killed Haruto. Like this little girl was there with her mom and like smiled at him and he like smiled at her because they were the only people on this bus. And that's fucking rough. It's real rough. So he's on, it's actually on the way for him, but he's taking her to a place that he heard beast people are free and they'll be looked out, and demi-humans are there and she'll be looked after. Um, and so there's a montage of them going, and maybe there's more in the manga, but I'm not reading this manga, so I don't know. But anyway, eventually they get to this place, and it looks like they're going to be in this forest, and then a some sort of mystical wolf shows up. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, this show is moving at a pretty fast clip. Um, Also, the Duke who sent this assassin, his son is one of the shitty kids from the academy, because of course he is, because of course he was raised by a garbage man like that. Um, Also, there's another thing where like there's a thing called soup pasta. Um, and there's this whole thing about that, which is very strange. But anyway, we meet a girl who's probably going to be important later, whose name is, let me look this up in my notes. Lisette, Lisette, Lise Lotte. Let's call her that. I'm sure I'll hear it again. Anyway, she's like royalty, but Rio suspects that she's also from Japan because she's invented a bunch of stuff. He's happy because the foodstuffs remind him of Haruto's youth. Um, but anyway, they meet, and he doesn't know that because she's like posing as just an employee. But they meet, and the fact that they met, and she's also from Japan, I'm like, how many reincarnations are there in this world? I feel like we've met a bunch, and we're probably going to meet more because I'm Look, I'm gonna guess that Haruto from the real world or from the Japan world had a love that he never they got separated as kids and they were gonna meet and he never really got to do that. So I have a feeling she's probably got isekai. Like I'm gonna guess there's at least one more character who's been isekai, and it's probably her. Um, but who knows? Maybe that's not true. Um, anyway, like I said, it's moving at a steady clip. I'm really glad this show wasn't all about him making friends and getting stronger in school, and it wasn't just a now go to school show. I'm very happy it's not that. It would have, to me anyway, been kind of disappointing if that had been the case. All right, so we've got some of our dragon head done here. We got like the top, the face of it. So we'll continue doing that. Um, Here's the thing I ask generally towards the end of every stream. We got a little time left, don't worry. But what are you all watching? Anybody watching anything? You watching any YouTube stuff? Are you watching the Olympics? Are you watching some creators? You watching some Twitch stuff? Um, I have been. Let's see what I've been watching. I'm watching a lot of the same stuff, a lot of comfort stuff. I haven't been watching a lot of Nextlander live streams live, but I've been watching the YouTube archives, and I'm pretty caught up with that. I enjoy Brad and Vinny trying to build contraptions, uh, especially with Alex kind of like encouraging it. It has got a little. The fact that it's Brad building stuff as well feels less Kerbal, and I'm enjoying that. I've been catching up on Nextlander stuff too. Just watched their PAX panel. Yeah, I didn't finish the PAX panel with Mary and Mike and Dan, um, but I watched a little bit of that. Um, and for the record, John Drake is the current champion of League of Heels. Uh, and so that was just want to say because they couldn't remember who was the current champion. Uh, Dirty says, so in Seirei Gensouki, have we met 3 of the 6 shown in the intro? Um, Dirty, we have met, yeah, because we have our main guy. We've got the Cecilia, the woman that was kind to him. And now we have the girl, we have the bunny girl. Now we don't have, and maybe we also have a shot of a girl that I think is going to be important. We don't have a reincarnation of his, Haruto's childhood love, which I don't know if we're going to get her in the first season or if she comes later, because I feel like we're going to get her. Um, but yeah, I think we've gotten a bunch of important people, and there are going to be more. But yeah, we have. It's only 4 episodes in, so I think we're due for more. Uh, she's not an isekai, no. Dirty, but she's going to be she's an important character, but she hasn't been isekai. I don't remember that part from either the anime or the manga that I missed. No, I wasn't saying that she was an isekai, um, but but she is an important character. But she is not isekai. As far as I can tell, she is just from this regular world. Um, but but she does seem to be very, very important to the show. Um, Lord Crash says, started the new Masters of the Universe show, which seems good so far. Yeah, I don't have Netflix at the moment. I am going to watch it because my buddy is in it. So Griffin Newman is in there. So I do want to go and... Oh, there are 6 isekais shown in the intro sequence, is what I was referring to. Oh, see, I haven't been paying attention, Dirty, to that sequence. I thought you meant like 6 characters, like main characters. Um, yeah, I don't know if there are actually 6 isekai characters in there. I feel like I said, I feel like we're gonna see the girl. Like we've got 3 right now, pretty confirmed isekai kids. We got Rio, we got the girl, the fox girl, and then we got the noble who made like foodstuffs like from Japan. So we got those characters. I don't know if we're gonna get another more characters soon or not. I don't know. But yeah, just sorry. Yeah, Griffin Newman is in the Masters of the Universe. I'm excited about that. Uh, you know, been a little hit or miss with some Kevin Smith properties, but as of late. But I do think that that's a inspired choice, and I think it'd be. I don't know. I will check it out. Um, it will interesting to see what that is. So yeah, I'm not due for Netflix again for a little bit. Eventually, I'll get it. I let that expire because I got to see the anime I wanted to see. So eventually, I will get Netflix again and get caught up on some stuff. I'm sure. I mean, look, I know I'm going to get it for Cowboy Bebop whenever the fuck that comes out because I'm going to want to see that. Um, I was they're reissuing the Swordfish 2 um, figure, not the statue, not the uh, model kit, which is a shame. I want them to reissue the model kit, but I don't think we're gonna get that. I don't think we're gonna get that, which sucks because I want it. Um, I think we're maybe gonna finish up this dragon. This dragon Yug. All right, and then this goes like this. Ooh, and that's how you do the tongue. Goes like that. Yeah, fire breathing dragon. Rawr, rawr, rawr. Anyway, I do think that Spirit Guardian or Spirit Chronicles is interesting. It's like an interesting take on the isekai. I think my favorite right now, I don't know, I'm liking this second half of the season Iruma, but the first half of the second season wasn't as strong. Uh, I think How a Realist Hero is probably my favorite. It just is a slow, interesting story that I'm really enjoying. So that's probably my favorite isekai this season. I mean, honestly, my favorite shows this season are not isekais. Uh, it's Remake Our Life and the Aquatope on White Sand. I think are both really good. I'm really enjoying both shows. I think those are two of my favorite shows this season. All right, how do I get this to not be too top heavy? This is gonna be hard to be not top heavy because it's a fucking feels like this head is on very precarious. But anyway, there's our dragon. Hey Harold, better early than never. Well, I'm happy you're here. I appreciate that. So we finished our dragon. We're gonna build the treasure chest. So we're done with 1/3 of this. Once we do the treasure chest, we'll finish the dragon, and I'll take a photo of it, of course. Pretty impressive wingspan. Yes, Lastbrook, I would agree. I think this is a for a 3-in-1. This is pretty large. Although I will say the head is not super stable, but that's fine. The neck, I should say, isn't that stable. I am looking forward to the other kits in here. Uh, I might I might have actually built this wrong. I did build this wrong. Okay, I'm going to fix this. I realized that there's a piece that needs to go on here. That this was supposed to go on in here. That's what it was. I get it now. Put that like that. Yeah, that's going to make that way more stable as far as a connection. I'm goofed up. But yeah, I think this kit is pretty neat. It's kind of top heavy, which is a shame. See if we can get like that. Yeah, the head is just big, and the wings kind of make it tough. But it is cool. It's cool looking. Here. All right. Well, anyway, we're gonna build the treasure chest, and then we will probably call it for the stream. And then of course we got two more things to build for this kit in the future, but we can do this. And I will. What I'll do is before Thursday's stream, which is the next build stream. It's not the next stream I'm doing because of course I'm streaming on Wednesday. But next Thursday I will be building. I will. I'll already have this knolled and ready to either start with the scorpion or the saber-toothed tiger. And what I'll probably do is just like run a poll at the start of the stream on Thursday, because I haven't run a poll on stream in a while, and like vote on like which one do you want me to do first? Because obviously I'm going to do both of them, but I'll just do that on Thursday. Because that's nice to do. So if you come early on the Thursday stream, you'll be able to vote. And what else was I going to say? I don't know. Oh, my stream tomorrow, as mentioned, tomorrow at 9. Or sorry, tomorrow. Wednesday. No stream tomorrow. Doing yard work tomorrow and going to be annoyed with myself after. Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm playing Pokemon Fire Red for the GBA randomizer. Complete randomizer run. Again, I'm going to the changes I made are that there are static Pokemon that are not changed. Those static Pokemon being like Pokemon that are the end of like if this it's supposed to be in a cave, like the legendary, that won't be random. But a lot of other stuff will be random, including Pokemon that you can catch in the wild, trainer Pokemon, gym leader Pokemon. All of that will be randomized. I am making evolutions easier because that way we can see more different kinds of Pokemon, and I am setting it up to increase the catch rate because I think that'll be good. It is not a Nuzlocke; it is just a randomizer. And that'll be on Wednesday, playing Fire Red. So come check that out. And a very cool thing about that, in my opinion, you might disagree, but I think it's neat, is that I will be making it. I will be leaning on you, the chat, to help me decide the names of Pokemon. So when we catch a new Pokemon, you'll be able to help me decide what we're gonna name it. So have your names ready because it's pretty fun. I think that's pretty fun to name them. Bricks, plates, tiles is now following. Thank you for the follow. All right, and our treasure chest. Now we just need our sword and our gems. Put some gems in here. Hello. The build's going good. This is a 3-in-1, the Fire Dragon 3-in-1. We started with the Dragon. It's a little top heavy. I'm having trouble kind of keeping it. I would have to probably put it on something. But it's cool. We haven't done the Saber-tooth Tiger or the Scorpion, but the Dragon itself, it's pretty big considering this is a 3-in-1. But yeah, I'm liking it. Like I said, I wish that I'm probably gonna have to put it on something so that it doesn't fall over, or tip over. But it is neat. It's a cool build. So yeah. But yeah, going pretty dang good. Gotta get that. It's gonna be hard for me to take a photo of this, but yeah, and also gotta do the chest. I got our treasure chest to put together here. The head looks like a cool build. Yeah, I mean, it was it's a cute build. I mean, I really like the 3-in-1s. I think they're just very fun. Like, you always get like, okay, this is the main part of it, like the space shuttle 3-in-1. You're like, yeah, you also get a buggy, and then you get like like a moon base, and you're like, well, the moon base isn't that great. It's fine, but like the space shuttle is cool and the buggy is cool. Like usually I like 2 out of the 3. The deep sea one I remember really liking because it was actually 4 because you could go online to find instructions for the 4th one, which was the whale, and I thought that was pretty dang neat. So sometimes they give you a little bit more to play with, but yeah, overall, this is cool. I like the treasure chest. I just let me see if I can find something to put this on. That fit? Yeah, let me do that. Let me just the houseboat is one of my favorite sets. Oh yeah, totally. I'm just gonna put this like on here to kind of keep it from falling over. I think I'm just gonna do that. Luckily, the piece I pulled out of my bag of Lego is green, which I think works pretty good for this. Yeah, that just kind of lets it balance there. Well, it's not part of it, but I think that works better. And then we'll just load up this chest with some items because you got to have your chest that you're facing the dragon to get. Okay, well, thank you for saying hi. Enjoy your dinner. We are actually also wrapping up for the evening, so thanks for stopping in. Of course, we are going to go and, yeah, thank you very much. We are going to wrap up the stream here in a moment or two. I'm going to take a photo of this, and then we'll go. We are going to raid. at the end of the stream, folks. That is the thing we do around here, is we go and give a raid to somebody. Sometimes they're model kit makers. Sometimes they're just people on the West Coast who stream into the evening and play cool games or do cool things. Occasionally, we get to raid folks that normally stream during the day, and it's very fun to go and raid them at night. But I'm going to take a photo of this here. Nope, go do that. Take a photo of our dragon. We're going to get a cool angle of it. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, I got my photos in, so I can post those online. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up a little earlier tonight than we would normally. Again, please come check me out on Wednesday for me playing some Pokemon Fire Red randomizer. I think that's going to be a neat run. I think you'll like that. Um, and is there anything else I want to say? Thursday, we'll be doing the other two Lego parts of this. We might get that done completely in one stream. I don't know. But check back in. I got some cool stuff to build in the next coming days. Of course, more anime talk on Thursday, as always. And let's see who is streaming out there that I want to go and give a raid to. And go see who's doing stuff on the internet for me to check out. We've got. Okay, oh, that's good. We got a bunch of cool choices of people we can go raid. I think we're gonna go check in with Mary Kish, who's playing Samurai Gun 2, because I haven't seen a lot of Samurai Gun. Mary Kish, of course, rules, and her community is really great. So we'll give Mary Kish a raid and check out some Samurai Gun 2. Mary not playing a scary game, so I feel pretty happy sending a raid there. So we're going to give her a raid. I'm just going to make sure that she's live. Yep, she is. Also, Mary's excellent hair, cool hair dye going on there, which I think rules. And yeah, I haven't seen much of anything of Samurai Gun 2, so let's check that out. Thank you very much for being here. Feel free to come along on this raid. We are ending a little early just because like I just finished this and I didn't like otherwise you're just watching me take it apart and I can take it apart off stream. So we'll do that. I'll be ready. I'll be knolled and ready to go, and we'll vote at the beginning of the Thursday stream on what I do there. Again, check out my next stream, which is this Wednesday, playing Pokemon Fire Red random, and you get to help me decide the names of all the Pokemon I catch. Thanks for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. I hope this week is kick-ass for you as we close in on the end of July, which sounds like a lie, but is the truth. Anyway, I'll see you in the next stream. Have a great night, everybody, and thanks for coming by. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.